It's NXT time. We see the development of Dusty Rhodes Classic. Eddie Ford gets a throne for once, and just who will be Lyra Valkyria's #1 contender for her title? Let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of HCW Show Squared episode 23. That's 6. 23, 22, 23. There we go. I can't count, honestly. Anyway, I am Dan, DP, or as we all say nowadays, DPZ, yeah. And yeah, before we get into things, obviously, we want to give a shout out to everyone who does subscribe to the channel, who interacts with our videos, who likes the videos, comments on the videos, how even those who dislike the videos. You know, it's engagement. You know, everything is about engagement nowadays. You know, like you get on one knee, you propose to your partner, did they say yes or they say no? That's engagement. But anyway, before we get into things, obviously, we want to just obviously thank anyone who does that, and also give a shout out as well to Muzzer as well, who helps out with the channel nowadays. For those who are not aware, he is contributing to the channel. At some point that might develop into something else, but right now he's a contributor to the channel with the Scottish promotions and the occasional showing up on Showdown, if you've not noticed. And yeah, here's to expanding, and here is to the new year, which we're already like 3 weeks before into, but new year. Anyway, let me go ahead and change the layout. It makes a bit more sense. There we go. And Fred is still there. Never mind. If you feel so inclined, please give me a follow on my Twitter, which is over there. I will get that one day, over here. And yeah, we have our Twitch above, our Instagram, our Twitter or X, and our Facebook. Ignore Threads. That's not meant to be there. I keep forgetting to remove it, so it will be gone eventually, and that will be the template going forward. But until then, please give us a follow on those platforms. It helps us greatly towards our goals. But without any further ado, let's get into the NXT review. So this is for the 16th of January edition. We're kicking off straight away with a Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic first round match. We have the team of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams against the team of Edris Enofe and Malik Blade. Or Malik Blade, I don't know how you pronounce it entirely. Is it Malik or Malik? Let me know in the comments. In another episode of just how blind is Trick Williams to Carmelo's toxic friendship, we see him team with Carmelo in a first round matchup here against these two, Enofe and Blade, who are wearing Dusty Rhodes inspired gear, which is quite nice to see. It was a nice little touch. The show was only seen once in this tournament, but it is what it is. Carmelo and Trick ultimately pick up the win though, following a code breaker from Carmelo and a flash knee from Trick on Malik Blade. I rated it 3 stars. It got a decent length this match. For a match I probably should have got like 5 minutes. This got like 12 minutes. I thought it was going to be standing like a 4 or 5 minute match, and then we get next to nothing from both teams. But both teams got a small spotlight, especially Enofe and Blade. They got a small spotlight here, considering what they normally get. They don't get much out of this. Of course, Carmelo and Trick don't need it. Well, not Carmelo at least, anyway. Trick, yeah, I'm always a bit iffy on Trick. Malik and Idris, though, got a proper chance to show off themselves, and despite it being a losing effort, I enjoyed their contributions to this match. You know, they just need to show some character, and they could be up there. For now, though, they're slightly above OTM in terms of like a tag team ranking in NXT. There's a bigger story here, and that is the focus, absolutely, and that should be the focus. I hope that Carmelo and Trick don't win the tournament, because there's something between them that can screw them out of this, and I personally think that's the way to go. But you know, in time we will see. We get a backstage vignette. Fallon Henley enjoyed last week with Tiffany Stratton on her ranch, but this week it's time to get down to brass tacks, and she's never had a shot at the NXT Women's title, and she's intent on making it to the final 4 of the Battle Royal in the main event. Backstage, Lola Vice is with Elektra Lopez, and they hype up their tag match with Lyra and Tatum, but they also talk about the Battle Royal. Basically, Elektra's like, "Oh, I'm gonna win it," and then Lola's like, "But I'm gonna win it." They don't necessarily get a chance to argue about it because they're cut off by Tatum Paxley, who comes up from behind a door, behind a blind. She's just there. She's like, she'll win it, so that Lyra hasn't got to defend the title. And then she calls Lola and Elektra creeps, which gave me a bit of a chuckle considering who that comment's coming from. Now we're back to the ring. It's Obafemi, the new North American champion. He's here to cut a promo. He talked about being the North American champion. He's been tested as a Nigerian prince and then tested as part of the NCAA. He claims that he's already made his mark. He's like with the breakout tournament and now with the North American title. He plans to continue his road of destruction. He will face everyone and anyone. And speaking of, here comes the former champion, Dragon Lee. Lee brings up Obafemi and brings up the North American title. He hopes one day that Obafemi will continue the tradition of the open challenges that he's set. And face him tonight in the main event of the show. Oba just looks at him dead in the eyes and goes, no. Claiming that the open challenges are closed. Lee then declares his intentions of getting a title match at Vengeance Day, which Oba says he will consider. So, potentially we're looking at building Vengeance Day early. Well, I'll say early, it's been like 2 weeks now. Vengeance Day, Dragon Lee, Obafemi, good match, a full match where Dragon Lee's not got any defenses beforehand. And full-on match there could be good for Obafemi and good for Dragon Lee before he leaves to go to the main roster. Backstage again, Eddie Forbes here, and he's inspiring some of the NXT guys. I think I saw Hank Walker and Tank Ledger and some other guy I don't recognise. When Trey Bearhill enters, if you don't know who Trey Bearhill is, he's the guy who got attacked by Lexus King at that breakout tournament thingy, and then Trey Bearhill cost Lexus King in Lexus match against Riley Osborne. So, there you go. They talk about their shared culture. Dijak intervenes though and mocks the culture. Match is then set up between Dijak and Bearhill. Cool. Carmelo and Trick now are hyping up their chances in the tournament backstage. After the first round win, of course, and they talk about going forward in the tournament, and obviously the finals being at Vengeance Day. But in comes Ilya Dragunov, who confirms that he's now been cleared to wrestle, and he cleared the fight now, and he wants the title match that he owes Trick at Vengeance Day. And that is set for Vengeance Day, which is open up a whole new can of worms I didn't even consider before. Like, so now I kind of want Carmelo and Trick to win the tournament. And then Trick will have to do double duty, and then have to tag the tag tournament match, and then the main event with Ilya. Fun stuff. We go back to the ring now for our second match of the night. Lyra Valkyria teams with Tate and Paxley take on Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. Earlier in the night before the show, Lyra had tweeted saying that she lost a set of gear, and if anyone had seen it posted online or like for sale or anything, report it and let Lyra know. Turns out though, Tatum was the one who took it, and then Lyra did send a tweet following up saying, "Never mind." So, yeah, Tatum is dressed exactly like Lyra. It's kind of endearing, I guess, but also kind of creepy. So, yeah. Ultimately, though, Lyra and Tatum pick up the win after a spinning kick from Lola knocks out Tatum, but Tatum then falls onto Elektra for the 3 count. So, Tatum is the hero. I rated this 1 and 3/4 stars. This was weak. It was mainly backed by a story being told between Lyra, Tatum, and Lola, and a weak story at that. It seems like Lola's going to be holding on to that contract for now, but with the Battle Royal coming up, we'll soon find out who the number contender will be for Lyra's title. But that contract still looms in the distance for Lola. Backstage, the women of NXT are hyping themselves up when Ariana Grace is in the locker room as well, and gives an inspirational speech about why she'll win the Battle Royal. Unfortunately, though, by the time she's done speaking, everyone else has left. Little side note here. I love whatever Ariana Grace is doing in NXT, because every time she talks, it's like she's doing an acceptance speech or an award speech or something. It's great that she has this self-delusional mindset that she's the most important person in any room that she's in. And it feels like she's doing a service for every person in the world when she speaks. It's like, I'm doing you a favour by being here. I'm doing you a favour by gracing you with my presence. It's great. Be grateful for me. But it's great, honestly. I love the character. Her in-ring work's a bit but character-wise, it's getting there. She's getting there, absolutely. Back to the ring now. We get Ridge Holland and Joe Coffey. Ridge Holland, I don't think I've ever heard his singles theme. I could be wrong on that front, unless they've changed it for this, but I don't recall a singles theme for him. And I like it, it's alright. Anyway, this match spawned as of last week in a backstage confrontation where Joe got in Ridge's face, and now we're here. That's basically it. Ridge Holland wins with a Northern Grit, which is sort of like a landslide driver or something like that, I guess. Post match though, Gaz attack Ridge and continue their attack basically on Ridge. The camera does pan several times to the entranceway, and reveal that no one's on Ridge's side. No one's coming to help Ridge. And that was different. I was nice to see that change in the camera work since, assumably since Kevin Dunn left. It was that weird sort of like attacking him. It's pan to the entranceway. No one's there. Oh, back to the action. Back to the entranceway. There's no one there. It was interesting to see. It just to really solidify and plant home that fact that Ridge had no help. That Ridge had no one on his side, and that Ridge essentially was on his own. After this though, I rated 1.5 stars. I should say sorry. The match went rough for about 2 minutes, and that's it for a Joe Coffey match. 2 minutes. That's crazy, honestly. I don't believe that. Anyway, NXT Anonymous is back, the weird little Twitter account thing, and revealed that something has gone well for the women of Chase U and Carla Petrovich, who's there for some reason. JC Jane dismisses them all and then asks one of the women, called Jasmine, to hang back and ask if she wants to get drinks. This alone, I feel like is meant to plant seeds of, oh hey, is JC going to be dating one of the students? I don't see it that way. I think this is a slight teaser that JC's the reason why Chase U's in debt. I could be wrong, but JC was like a syndicate, or JC was part of the reason why Andre lost everything in the bet or something like that. And then ultimately, though, I think this leads to some sort of, I don't know, Andre has to fight someone to put the university on the line or get out of debt or something like that. I don't know entirely. Anyway, Kalani Jordan's backstage. She's ready to win the Battle Royal. She's sick of patience. And in comes Brindley Reese, who was already in the room for some reason doing a handstand. She loves Kalani's energy and gives her a mini pep talk. Gives her a mini pep talk. We're going to get an interview with Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker. Breakker turns up late, saying they got a text from Baron saying it was at 9:30. It was at 9:30 at the time. Baron and Bron can't seem to agree on who the leader is, but Bron has picked up a new team name for the team called the Wolf Dogs. Go with that. Yeah, go with that. That could work, right? Yeah, that could go. Yeah. Baron shuts it down completely before he gets legs and asks how long it took Bron to think of it. Bron replies 3 or 4 weeks. They've only been teaming for 2, which Baron does say. Bron reveals then that he thought of it in the shower, to which Baron interjects again, questioning why Bron's thinking of Baron in the shower. It's arguably the best interview I've seen of both these guys. It was witty, it wasn't too cringe, it showcased their goofiness, which also maintained that they're also both arseholes. So yeah, very good stuff here. I thoroughly enjoyed this interview. I don't want to say it's the best interview I've seen in wrestling, because there's a lot of them, but it's up there, I think. Like, this really showcased both guys, and even though they're both tough guys, they're both arseholes, they're goofs. They're silly. They have a wild side, or it was fun, it was different. We'll go back now to the other first round match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic. We got Chase U, Duke Hudson, and Riley Osborne taking on the LWO, the Latin World Order. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Joaquin Wilde, obviously, who was the guy who was sent miles in the air a couple of weeks back. But yeah, ultimately, LWO win with a Phoenix Splash from Cruz del Toro on Duke Hudson. I rated this 3.25 stars. I can't lie. I'm surprised at this result. I assumed LWO were here for a first round appearance, and that was it. I just caught off guard. The overlying story is off Chase U. I just thought they were going to get a win here, and then they'd probably lose to Carmelo and Trick. Though I now have to wonder what's next for Chase U. JC's up to something. The university's in debt, and there's seemingly no way out of this. For now, though, anyway. But for now, the LWO proceed and will face Carmelo and Trick in the semi-finals, I believe, next week. And then there's a slight camera pan shot of Andre on the outside, where he says, Jason's our only option. So, interesting. Adriana Rizzo is worried about the Battle Royal. She's backstage. But Tony D'Angelo's here and Stacks as well, and they remind her sometimes when she in the previous battles that she's dealt with. She seems to be okay after this. She's basically Adriana has punched people in the face before because they deserved it, and that was it. We come into the commentary table, of course, as we prepare for the next match. Vic Joseph, of course, Booker T, and Joe Gacy, and they all hype up. Hold on a minute, Joe Gacy? He's in commentary. He's wearing like a weird like a beige colour suit, and like even though it's comedic and it's weird and all that, but Joe Gacy does fit the gimmick of like an old schooly commentator, like NWA in the 80s, whatever. So that's that sort of thing. But yeah, no, he was like a weird little fit for it. Anyway, we get another segment backstage. Von Wagner, yay, wants a shot at the Heritage Cup trophy. Championship, whatever it's called, when Noam Dar and Oro Mensah into the room with said trophy. Then ensues a tough little math battle between Noam and Von Wagner, and Von tries to understand the rule set and the rules of the Heritage Cup matches. Obviously, that is 6 rounds of 3-minute matches, best two out of 3 falls. He's not understanding properly how it works. He kind of gets it, but not really. And nothing really set here for the future. I assume he's getting a match at some point for the Heritage Cup trophy, but not right now. Probably in the coming weeks, though. Now we come to that match I mentioned earlier. Dijak and Trey Bearhill, the guy who's Eddie Thorpe's friend. Dijak wins with a spinning beat boot. Post-match, Joe Gacy springs on Dijak from the commentary booth. I don't know why. And Lexus King also attacks Trey Bearhill. Lexus attacks Bearhill because Bearhill cost him the breakout tournament match with Rodney Osborne, and then he poses over him. So that's Lexus' next thing. Dijak and Joe Gacy going to be a thing, apparently. I rate this 1.5 stars. Weak match, not sure why it was even a thing. Dijak got an easy win, but that's about it. Bearhill didn't look good whatsoever. He looked kind of sloppy, if you ask me. I'll be honest as well. I feel like they brought Bearhill in just so Thorpe had a friend, someone who he can relate to because they come from similar kind of cultures. I just didn't like this. It was like a 5. It was like a. I'm glad it was 5 minutes. Personally, it was kind of poor. It was 5 minutes too long. It should have been in the first place. But saying that, I hope Bearhill improves. I hope Bearhill is the next big thing in like 2 or 3 years. Like I want to be able to come back to this. Me saying Bearhill is so bad, sloppy, whatever I said, and then boom, he's like world champion. You know, like he's like this guy getting 5-star matches in NXT. You know, like he's the next Carmelo Hayes. Like whatever. You know, like that's the sort of thing I'm going for. Anyway, backstage, Josh Briggs runs into JBL. He asks JBL for advice. JBL says that he chose Briggs for the Iron Survivor tournament, for the qualifier, sorry, because he needed to find himself. And sure, Briggs had talent. He had the look. But he saw something in Briggs, and Briggs needs to find that thing and show NXT just who Josh Briggs is. We went backstage though, as we stick with Trick and Carmelo. They're in the locker room. Trick apologizes for his excitement earlier, but he's got a solution. They win the Dusty Classic, and then the main event of Vengeance Day, Trick will face Ilya. Carmelo isn't too sure about this idea though, and says that they have to worry about the LWO first, so they're not too ahead. But Trick wants to be triple champ Trick. And the first guy ever to hold both the NXT title and the NXT title at the same time. Carmelo isn't so sure about how to process that information though, so we're still getting off that eventual breakup between them. Then we get into the main event of the night for the NXT Women's Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal. We had, bear with me a minute here, Gigi Dolan, Blair Davenport, Stevie Turner, Izzy Dame, Fallon Henley, Elektra Lopez, Roxanne Perez, Ren Sinclair, who is the debuting Manny Venkowski, Ariana Grace, Lash Legend, Kiana James, Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale, Jakara Jackson, Lola Vice, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Carl Petrovich, Brittany Reese, and Adriana Rizzo. 20 women in this Battle Royal. So I'll run through the elimination order and give some thoughts and towards the end. Gigi Dolan eliminates Jakara Jackson first, then Lash Legend eliminates Adriana Rizzo. Izzy Dame eliminates Jada Parker. Rizzo and Parker fight at the outside. We get an impressive spot where Lash Legend knocks Kalani Jordan off the apron, but Kalani saves herself by essentially bashing into Jada Parker, but lands on the commentary table. Kalani then emulates Kofi Kingston and jumps from the barricade to the ring stairs. Fallon Henley eliminates Stevie Turner. Elektra Lopez eliminates Brindley Reese. Lola Vice eliminates Elektra Lopez. Tatum Paxley eliminates Lola Vice. That leads to Elektra and Lola arguing and fighting on the outside. They're throwing punches. They're not a thing anymore. Blair Davenport eliminates Gigi Dolan. Carmen Petrovic eliminates Blair Davenport. Lash Legend eliminates Tatum Paxley. Ariana Grace eliminates Carmen Petrovic. Thea Hale eliminates Ariana Grace. Izzy Dame eliminates Thea Hale. Roxanne Perez and Fallon Henley eliminate Izzy Dame. Ren Sinclair eliminates Lash Legend. And Kiana James eliminates Ren Sinclair. So the gimmick of the match, by the way, I should have said earlier, was the final four would qualify for a fatal four-way to end the show. So your final four were Kiana James, Roxanne Perez, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan. I rate this match, though, this Battle Royal 3.25 stars. Typically, the Battle Royals that you see on these are a lot of nothing. A lot of, they do this, they do that. No real reasoning. This one was good. A nice mix of action and the stories being told. You got obviously Elektra and Lola seem to have fallen apart now. We also further work with the Carmen Petrovic, with the family, and OTM as they fought on the outside. We progressed Ariana's disdain for the roster as she eliminates Carmen Petrovic, who she previously had issues with. 3 people got 2 eliminations, those being Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, and one which kind of surprised because the other 2 aren't really surprises, Fallon Henley. But now we move on to the second part of the main event, which was the final fatal 4-way. So as I said already, Kiana James, Roxanne Perez, Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan. Roxanne Perez wins though with a Pop Rocks on Kalani. I rated this 2.5 stars. I only rated it this low considering the names because it was only a 5-minute match. It was a very fun 5 minutes. I enjoyed the desperation of all 4 competitors in this match. It was basically a match of everyone hitting their moves and finishes and then throwing each other out the ring. It was a nice little scramble. It was like the way a scramble should be. Considering that they've always been in the Battle Royal as well, they always want to get the match over and done with and be done with it. Good stuff. And to end the show, Lyra Valkyria comes out to have a stare down with Roxanne. But yeah, that brings an end to NXT and an end to this review. Of course, we've got 2 more shows before Vengeance Day, I believe, or 1 more show. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, when we do, I'll cover Vengeance Day. And again, if you've got any suggestions for me, other shows to cover, there's other shows I'll watch them if you want me to watch them, like MLW. There's Impact. There's what else is there? I don't know what else there is. But yeah, anything else you think I should watch or think I should benefit from watching, or just want to see me cover, I will watch it if you want to suggest it. But right now we're doing just NXT, no more Rampage because Rampage was dead anyway. So NXT. But yeah, I've been Dan, DP, Dupreezy, and this is me signing off. Have a good night, all. Peace. Have a good night, you. Have a good night, y'all. It's NXT time. It's NXT time. We're on the path to Vengeance Day, and we're seeing some development in the Dusty Classic. Eddie Thorpe gets a friend, and just who will Lyra Valkyria? It's NXT time. It's NXT time. Oh, fuck's sake. It's NXT time. We're on the road to Vengeance Day. Just who will be Lyra Valkyria's #1 contender? Eddie Thorpe gets a friend for once, and oh, the fuck! It's NXT time. It's NXT time. Why can't I say the next word?